Good afternoon, Sava here from Football Heritage TV alongside Henry Wright from Henry Wright TV. The breaking news is Tottenham Hotspur are the best club in the world. The only club, Henry, as Fabrizio Romano has said, that don't have a manager, but we know who we want to sign. So what am I talking about? Henry, they've just turned around. Fabrizio Romano has said that Spurs have placed a bid for James Maddison on hold, but he expects it to happen shortly. Now, we don't know what shortly means. Could it be between now and the end of the season? More likely going to be in the summer. But what do you make of this? Tottenham wanting Maddison isn't new news, but Romano breaking it feels like it's semi-new, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Romano breaking it kind of solidifies that there is truth in the report. For me, we should just get this done kind of as soon as possible. You know, Chelsea signed on Nkunku 6 months in advance. The argument will be is, we needed a new manager, etc., etc. But in the summer, let's say Leicester go down, he's gonna have his price will be cut in half.
Yeah.
There'll be 5 or 6 teams swimming around him like sharks.
Yep.
And then we won't do it. What do you reckon we could get Maddison for now? 40 million?
I reckon 45, 50, if I'm honest. Maybe a bit more. But I mean, the thing for me, Henry, is this: is the first argument that's going to be thrown is, like you said, that we don't have a manager. But yes, you want players that the manager wants. But can we be honest here? Whoever the manager comes in should not be turning down a James Maddison, right? This is the missing link for me.
He ticks all the boxes, doesn't he? He can score, he can pass in the final third, he can create, he's a set piece taker, he's pretty good on both feet. Mm-hmm. For me, outside of De Bruyne and Odegaard, he's probably the third best playmaker in the league. Mm-hmm. You might debate that and say, Eriksen or whatever, but James Maddison for me is a top player, and I think if we are to keep Harry Kane and Son does find a bit of form and Kulusevski comes back to himself, James Maddison only strengthens that for us, and he's homegrown player as well, so you haven't got to worry about having a foreign player in the squad. But for me, are we going to do this? It looks like we are going to put a bid on the table, but I imagine Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea will all be sniffing around. And will we get it done? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point because for me, if you look at the last 4 seasons, the only English player with better goal and assist, with goal contributions combined, the only better player is Harry Kane, English player. So even when you look at Odegaard, who's had a great year this year, fantastic player, Maddison has done this consistently for 4 or 5 years in a lesser team, so to speak.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Leicester, sorry Wayne Holland, but it's a no-brainer of a signing, right? And for me, the only thing stopping this happening is, like you said, it's the bigger sharks circling. We're a little shark, and then you've got, will Chelsea want him? Will they want him instead of going for a João Felix? Will Arsenal want him? Can he play in the same 11 as Odegaard?
I think could buy him. I think if De Bruyne, he could be potentially leaving. Gundogan, Bernardo Silva.
Right.
Does Maddison go in there? They've got Rodri and Phillips, which pretty much is going to be secure for the next 4 or 5 years from a creative outlet. Foden's talking about going. If it's between us and Man City, then clearly you're going to take Tottenham, aren't you? No.
This is the thing. I think a lot of people have actually overlooked this, Henry, that Man City, I think 2 or 3 of their players will move on, and Pep's brilliant. Pep is the master at this. He moves players on. People always go, why is Pep letting that player go? Then he rebuilds, and you're right. Bernardo Silva's going to go. Looks like Gundogan's going to go. Mahrez could possibly go.
Foden as well, they're talking about him leaving.
So then you're looking at players like Maddison, like Alexis McAllister that are going to come in and fill those voids. But that's why, for me, though, this is really important, and it shouldn't matter whether the manager... one thing I've championed for ages, Henry, is I don't want to be a football club where we say, is this a Poch type player? Is this a Conte type player? I want it to be, is this a Tottenham Hotspur type player? Do you know what I mean? And this guy, for me, I see so many people go, I'm not sure about him. And I don't understand. I don't understand. I think he's class.
Yeah, I think with, you hit the nail on the head there, getting a Tottenham type player. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's, that's the argument, but he's not one of Conte's signings. It doesn't matter if it's a club signing, because then there is no argument. Yeah. And you look at, building from the back next season, we're going to have Udogie, Spence, Porro, Royale. We need another good couple of centre-backs, and Maddison. And then you're thinking, right,
We can do something here.
Precisely, where can we go from here?
Yeah.
Getting the manager in is going to be another task. There's about 1,500 names on the list that we're linked with practically every manager in Europe.
Yeah.
And I think Maddison, doesn't matter who the manager is.
Listen, I don't want to open up a can of worms, but is this all pointing towards the bookies' favourite, which is Brendan Rodgers?
Don't.
I know, but he is the bookies' favourite. For me, when he got sacked, one of the first things I said, Henry, was that's got Daniel Levy written all over it. British, knows the league.
Knows Maddison.
Knows players like Maddison. But on a serious note, we won't go down the Rodgers route, otherwise we'll be here forever. But, you know, if you actually look what you said there, Henry, if you look at the Pochettino days when they kind of had Wanyama and Dembele dropping back, allowing Walker and Rose to fly forward, I feel like if you get that dynamic next year with Porro on the right, Adoji on the left, a top centre-back next to Romero in a 4, then a top defensive midfielder that can drop back and allow players like Basuma and Maddison to go. That's the nucleus of a very good football team there, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, that's ideal. That's, you know, when we had Wanyama and Dembele, we kind of went to like a 2 at the back, then a 2, and then it was like a front 5 or 6.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do now. I mean, that's what Arnie Slot does at final. When they're chasing the game, essentially he'll have 2 centre-backs, a playmaker, and then 7.
Yeah.
It will be, we need a goal. None of this counter-attacking, 30% possession. It will be...
Let's go and dominate.
If we need a goal, we're going to get it.
Yeah.
Like Manchester City the other night, coming up against Bayern Munich, it doesn't matter the opposition, the game plan is still the game plan.
Yeah.
And they go and deliver.
Yeah, go and smother the other team. And look, this is only me, but this is why I didn't want a Simeone. I didn't want Conte as manager. I want a manager that goes, right, let's go and push. You're going to concede goals. Every team concedes goals. City concede goals. Arsenal. But when you're scoring 4 the other end. So look, I don't want to go too deep into that now, but look, all in all, excited if James Maddison was to sign for Spurs?
Yeah, that's a statement signing for me. That would probably be one of the best signings we've had in recent years. That for me is better than the Romero signing, better than Porro, better than you. I think the only signing in recent years that I would say, okay, it's on par, would be someone like Basuma, but we haven't really seen him yet. Because if you think of midfield 3 of Basuma, Benson, Core and Maddison at Cam, you're laughing.
Right.
That's got energy. You've got pace and power. You've got all the attributes for a well-oiled machine there.
There you go. We've just played Football Manager. Son, Kane and Kulusevski, Bentancur, Basuma and Maddison, Porro, Adoji, Romero and a centre-back and a goalkeeper. But anyway, Henry, thanks very much for your time. Please go and subscribe to Henry Wright TV. I'm sure you have. Hunting down the 11K.
Yeah, we're nearly at 10.5 now. Yeah, we're going to be uploading a lot more. We've been slacking the last couple of weeks.
Big. And please subscribe to myself, Football Heritage TV. Just 400 away now from the 5K. So please subscribe. Thanks for that. We're off for a Nando's that Henry owes me after losing a bet. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.